Good morning, good morning. It's PCT day number 127. Oh my gosh, last night our campsite was pretty magical. It was amazing. Gorgeous views of the sunset and the sunrise. I didn't really take many pictures of it though because I just was sitting in my tent, so I couldn't really see a good view of it. But from what I could see, it was amazing. I slept really, really well last night. The people at the campsite were really nice. We ran into a bunch of section hikers. We got two of their names, and then the other guy, we didn't get his name. Sorry, but so it was GPS and Stitch. So yeah, they're finishing up their Washington section actually. So it's really cool. Yeah, so we slept really good. So today's plan is we are going to hit 25 miles today. We don't have to, but we kind of have to. If we want to get into Stehekin with enough time to actually spend time in Stehekin and do all our chores, we really need to hit 25 miles today, and then the next day 15. So today should be our first day back to 25 since I've joined back with them. I think it's more doable today. There's only about 4,700 up today in the 25 miles. And probably like 5,800 down, so a lot of down. But I think it's more doable than yesterday where there was like almost 7,000 up and almost 5,000 down. So actually no, I think it did hit 5,000 down. I'm not sure, but it was a lot of elevation yesterday. So I'm glad we stopped earlier than we originally hoped in our goal. So it was a good idea. Let's see. Something else that's really exciting is in a week. It's both exciting and sad. In a week, I'll be waking up in my bed at home and down the trail as long as everything goes to plan, which right now it's on track. So that's really like, wow. In a week, I could be down the trail. Wow. Next week, I'll be eating my fruit toast, parfait toast, and cuddling with the dogs. Again. I'm excited, but I mean, it is a little less exciting since I spent so long at home while I was sick. But it's still, I'm excited, especially, I don't know if I can show this and hold my poles, but I have that going on from my pack. It's very painful. It's right where my shoulder strap of my pack sits. It looks swollen, but I don't think it's swollen. I think it's just because my bone is protruding because I lost so much weight that there's no padding there, and so the weight of the pack is just rubbing against it. And yesterday with all the elevation did not help, made it a lot worse. I just really couldn't get comfortable with my pack yesterday. It's gotten worse as the hike has continued. The pack was super comfortable when I first got it and started hiking with it. But then as I've lost so much weight, I literally have no padding at all in my torso. I have padding in my legs, but nothing up. And so the pack just has immensely changed in the way it fits me, and now it's gotten really painful to wear. But I can hold off for another week. And then it'll probably still finish the other sections that I missed with me when I go back to do them. It'll just be only a week long, so I don't think it'll create something that bad. And if it does, I can hold off for the 4 days of doing each section, so it'll be fine. Anyway, I gotta pay attention to where I'm walking so I don't fall and die, you know, like normal. So this mile marker is not for us. This is for the southbounders, but it means that they had hiked 100 miles from the border to here. So once we go a couple of steps, we have less than 100 miles till Canada. Oh my God. Can you believe it, Foxdale?
It's cool.
That's insane. Less than 100 miles left of trail. So just update on how today is. We finished the last major climb. We still have a little bit of a climb. We have a just shy of 500 foot climb, but it shouldn't be bad. But we just did like, oh, I want to say almost 4,000 feet of climbing with almost no down in there. And it was a long climb though, so it wasn't super steep, which was good, but did drag on for forever, for miles and miles. But it's been all in the shade, in the trees. It's been like an obstacle course today though. I took some photos of, you know, the trail not even really being there, just being eroded away. These giant trees, bigger than me, around and tall, almost as tall as me, that we have to climb over, and it's been challenging. It's definitely slowed us down. It's hard. Like, it's really hard to do 25 miles in Washington, in my opinion. For me, at least, it's really hard. Just because of all of the blowdowns that you have to get over, the difficult terrain, the bushwhacking, and just the climbing and descents. And it doesn't help that our bodies are so tired at this point from walking for so long, but we're so close. Less than a week left of trail. That's insane. Only 100 miles left, plus, you know, the 30 plus that we have to hike back to get picked up, but we're not counting those. Wow. Well, we are set to hit Stehekin tomorrow. We have reservations on the shuttle to get in at 2 p.m., but we'll see. We might get a ride earlier than that. If we get there earlier, we shall see. But we only have, I think now, less than 5 miles till our 25-mile campsite that we were aiming for. It's around 4-ish. Most of it is down, but we do have some up left. We'll see. Anyway, continue hiking. Shrink that number left. Well, this is 10 Talk for PCT day number 127. I'm at mile 2,558. That's insane. So close to the end. So close. Less than 100 miles now. So we are 15 miles outside of Stehekin, where we are going to go to town tomorrow.
So super excited about that. And yeah, it's been a good day. It's been a really hard day. The last couple of days have been super duper challenging. Every mile is hard. Every step is hard, honestly. Like I mentioned in the video earlier, there were just massive blowdowns today. And just made it really hard. And it's our first 25-mile day. Well, my first 25-mile day since being back from Stevens Pass, and it was hard. It's just I don't think it's the number of miles. I mean, yeah, of course that matters, but it's the quality of miles is what really is hard. And getting 25 today it was difficult. It was hard. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting though, because yesterday we almost did 23 miles. We did 22.7, and we were hiking for the same amount of time as today, whereas today we did 25.5 miles. So it's just, but yesterday we did tons of elevation gain, and then today we only did 4,800. But tons of elevation loss though. I think it was like 5,800 or something for the loss. Yeah, so big days, big days. Anyway, the pretty for today is just the fact that we're under 100 miles left of trail. It's also part of the gritty. I don't want trail to end, but at the same time I'm excited for the next chapter of my life. And I'm excited to see my family and comforts of home and eat, gain weight. Oh my gosh, I need to gain weight back. I am very unhealthy at this point with my weight. I don't feel healthy. So I'm excited to gain weight, but yeah, I'm excited for the end of trail, but I'm very sad. I'm glad this journey is coming to a close, although it's not really, because I still have miles to do. I'm still gonna go back and do the sections that I missed. I might not do the Lion's Head fire closure just because it's only 18 miles. And it's a little bit of a hassle to get to there, to where I was when I got on and off trail. It's a bit of a hassle. I don't know if it's worth that much for 18 miles. I'd rather spend effort and time on doing something else, but I do want to go back and do the Crater Lake section and the Snoqualmie to Stevens section for sure, eventually. Not this year though. But yeah, it's definitely, I'm very excited for only 100 miles left, less than 100 miles left. And the gritty for today is just the massive blowdowns. Like, we've had bad blowdowns before, but nothing this big. The trees are so huge, the blowdowns, that some of them it's literally impossible to get over. You have to hike around it, which means you're going up either a steep cliff or going down a steep cliff to go around it. Or some of them you can get over, but you literally have to pull with your arms, your whole entire body up and over the blowdown because they're so tall. I think I got a couple of pictures of it. Hopefully I did. When the trail is that technical, I really want to share it with you guys, but at the same time, safety comes first. Like, if I don't feel safe or comfortable videoing or taking photos while I'm trying to do this hiking, I'm not going to. So safety comes first. But yeah, so the terrain has been really hard to get through, but it's been good. Anyway, with that, today is Tip Tuesday, and for Tip Tuesday and my last Tip Tuesday, I am going to talk about motivation. it's something Foxtail and I talked about a bit today while hiking, and something that's really hard to do is to find the motivation when you're taking a break and your feet hurt and you just don't want to keep hiking and you're just not in a good mood and the scenery's not pretty and you just are like, what am I doing to myself? Hiking and just hiking and hiking, and it's just monotonous at that point. And my biggest thing is just like, for my experience, it's finding a goal, it's setting a goal. Originally, my motivation was ego-based and competition-based. I wanted to make sure I kept up with people. I wanted to make sure I, you know, got to the campsite early, you know, even though it was big miles, I'd still get there early. It was an ego thing. It was complete ego, competitive. I wanted to make sure I could roll with the big boys, you know, and keep up with them. And eventually I let that go. It was just so unhealthy, and I'm so much more happy now that I just don't care about that. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It never did. And so that used to be my motivation to get up during my breaks when I just didn't want to hike anymore. But now it's goals. I set goals. I say, this is my target mileage. I want to make it. And I want to make it by this time so that I'd have time at camp. And I know it sounds kind of the same as the ego and the competition thing, but just different. It's a different mindset. It's a different goal set. Or like, I know there's this really pretty lake that I want to have lunch at, and if I want to have lunch at there, I gotta get there. Food is a big motivator. If you say, oh, I can't have food until I get there, that'll motivate you. That'll motivate you. Or just, you know, like cracking jokes with your friends, just being like, that's my biggest thing. When I get up and I stand up and my feet hurt, I don't want to put my pack on, especially with this thing that is on me right now. Ugh, it hurts so bad. That's another gritty for today. And I just don't want to put the pack on. I just crack jokes while I stand. And it just makes me smile, and like, it helps boost my mood and get me going. Or I reward myself if I get going. I'm saying, oh, I can't listen to Harry Potter when I'm not moving. My book I'm listening to right now, I can't listen to it while I'm not moving. So that gets me going. Or say, I can have a Jolly Rancher if I move, you know. Find little things that motivate you and get you to go. Or like milestones. Like for me today, I knew you were gonna get 100 miles left. And that was a huge motivation to push even further. Or town days. Like today, we wanted to be within 15 miles of Stehekin. Guess what? We are at 14.9 miles from Stehekin. Just made it. Because we pushed ourselves to do the 25 miles today. So that's a huge motivation. But those are little things that I can say. Find something that works for you. That's just my experience, but the huge thing is just finding a goal and getting that goal, and compete against yourself, not other people. Compete against yourself. It's a lot healthier and a lot more fun, actually. Yeah. With that, here is my foot picture and my sketch, and then of course my message to fam. I love you, rock on, and as always, we'll see you on the trails.